Give it one moment while everyone comes in from the waiting room. As a reminder, please mute yourselves. Good afternoon. This is a hearing before the Licensing Board for the City of Boston. Today is Wednesday, October 28th. As a reminder, unless you are presenting or testifying before the board, please mute yourselves. Before I proceed with housekeeping matters, I'll introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today. I'm also joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Today's hearing is being conducted pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted on the City of Boston's website. Each applicant will be called in the order in which it appears on the agenda. When I call you, please ensure that your audio and camera are on. After you present to the board, the chairwoman and the commissioner will ask any questions, after which we will take public testimony, both in support and opposition of the application, beginning with elected officials and their representatives. Calling Powerhouse Juice LLC, located at 645 Summer Street, has applied for a common bachelor license to be exercised on the above. Lobby food kiosk, first floor. Manager Heather Rogers. Hours of operation 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon. Heather, would you like to tell us what you're proposing?
Yeah, so we are looking to open a kiosk at 645 Summer Street. It's a first floor lobby. It's more or less a coffee bar. So we are going to have coffee, smoothies, smoothie bowls, and just grab and go items. So we would be using our commissary in Lowell and just bringing down salads and prepared beverages and some rotating sandwiches.
Okay, thank you. How many days a week? I know it's 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Are you planning on operating 5 or 7 days a week?
So in our contract, it's Monday through Friday, but I think it's open, a little later, but just to start, it'd be Monday through Friday for sure.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone here who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office, Neighborhood Services. Would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Councillor Flink's office. The councillor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to testify in support of this application? Is there anyone who wishes to testify in opposition to this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. Calling Sam's Spot LLC, located at 1476 to 1478 Dorchester Avenue, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above. Kitchen, basement, bathroom, front of house is office space and bathroom upstairs. Manager Samantha Anson. Hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Hi, good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Samantha Anson. I'm looking to open a Southern and Caribbean restaurant. We have a event space located on the side. I'm so sorry, my phone is doing its own thing. But we have an event space located next door. It's pretty much open to the community for all type of small gatherings or any type of meetings or hosts for corporate events. We started as a catering company, but I'm now branching off into a brick and mortar. So, I'm just looking to start somewhere ultimately.
Okay, thank you. So right now, is the catering company next door to this proposed location? Or I'm just confused. You're talking, is it that you're going to have a function room in addition to the restaurant, or are you moving next door to a place that you already have a business? Oh, you're on mute. I'm sorry. There you go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, my apologies. So yeah, it'll be open for like tastings, catering clients who do want to do like private dinners, and also for like just community functions and just things to like kind of open it for small businesses.
Okay, so will there be tables and chairs there on a regular basis or just when you have events?
Yeah, just when I have events.
Okay. So you'll be open 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Just as events are being scheduled, or will that be 7 days a week? Will the public be coming in, or is it just for special events?
Yeah, so it's just for bookings only. Like we will, as time goes on, open it to the public, but with COVID, it's more kind of restricted and kind of like smaller, intimate gatherings. And we will kind of take off for 7 o'clock later on. We did adjust the hours to 11 o'clock just to make it more convenient for the staff starting.
And when you are open, how many seats can you fit in the space? How many tables and chairs?
So for the first floor, it's just going to be takeout. So we're just going to have customers coming in, taking out, and delivery. Upstairs, when I would say capacity now, we have it at 25. So no more than that, tables and chairs wise.
Okay. Leslie, is the description okay?
Yes, for a CV license, it's acceptable.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone here who wishes to testify in support of this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good afternoon, Madam Chair and the board. My name is George Schwinn with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Earlier this month, Ms. Anson attended the Fields Corner Civic Association. She received unanimous support from the community. So at this time, the Mayor's Office would like to go on record in support of the CV license. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dustin Gardner on behalf of City Councilor Andrea Campbell's office. We'd also like to go on record in support.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in support of this application? Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement.
And I just want to take this opportunity to welcome George. This is his first hearing before the licensing board as the new ONS coordinator.
Thank you.
Calling DLS Kitchen Inc., doing business as Mangu Dominican Bistro, located at 264 Hyde Park Avenue. Holder of a common victular license has petitioned to amend the closing hours of the licensed business from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Is the applicant present?
Yes, yes.
Your name for the record.
My name is Ernest de los Santos.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Can you describe you're looking to change the hours from 9 to 1 a.m.?
Okay, just because the winter is coming, based on feedback for our customers and researches that we've been doing on now in this uncertain, these times of COVID for restaurants, that sales are down and everything, we're trying to extend our hours to see if we can increase sales and keep the business floating, because we have most customers, they like to order from Uber Eats, DoorDash, and they would like us to keep as late as we can because the winter is coming. Customers want us to keep us open to see if they can order food at night. And as everybody knows now with Uber Eats, DoorDash, sales at night is better. So we're trying to see if we can extend our hours to keep the business floating, because restaurants, everything is down right now. Maybe for COVID.
Okay.
It's only for takeout and delivery.
Okay.
No dine-in. No dine-in.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was trying to determine. Do you have dine-in up to a certain hour of the day?
Right now, for safety, we're not having dine-in. Even we can't do it, but we don't want to do it just to keep our customers safe. Just takeout. We don't only take out and delivery for now.
Okay, and how long have you been in operation at this location?
3 years. 3 years.
Thank you. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
members of the board, Shanice Pimentel. Oh, is Lindsay on?
Yeah, I'm on. Thanks, Shanice. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Lindsay Santana from the Office of Neighborhood Services, and a butters meeting was held for this proposal August 31st. The applicant received the support from the butters and the Jamaica Plain Public Service Committee. At this time, we would like to go on record in support for this application. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this application?
Hello. My name is Michael Reiskin. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain. I'm a member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We had a virtual public community hearing on this issue on September 8th of this year. And several people, neighbors came by. Mr. De Los Santos properly expressed the public need for this change. He's been in business here for 3 years, and there's been a similar business here under different names since at least 2006. Neighbors who came were evenly split for and against. The concerns were that late night hours might cause double parking or noise issues. Mr. De Los Santos was very receptive to all neighbors' concerns, promised to fix any problems right away, shared his cell phone with the neighbors to allow it, and the Public Service Committee and the Neighborhood Council would like to be in support of this application.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Chris Elsey, located at 188 High Street, has applied for an in-holder no liquor license to be exercised on the above 15 stories with basement, basement 2 building utility, basement 1 laundry, floor 1 lobby, floor 2 common lounge business center, floor 3 common kitchen, floors 4 through 6 private rooms with private bath, floors 6 through 8 private rooms with common bath, floors 8 through 9 hostel rooms with 34 beds, floor 9 hostel common bath, floor 9 and 10 hostel rooms with 34 beds, floor 11 capsule double bunk 44 beds, floor 12 capsule common bath, floor 13 capsule double bunk 44 beds, floor 14 common bar lounge, floor 15 roof deck. Manager Chris Elsey. Is the applicant present?
Yes, Chris Elsey here.
Good afternoon. Can you please tell the board what you're proposing?
Yeah, so we're proposing it's a hostel style hotel living arrangement, actually pod style at 188 High Street. Currently there's a vacant parking lot there, and we're proposing a 14-story hotel. The previous property owner had already received zoning approvals, so we're basically staying within that building envelope. Kind of the different thing is what we're proposing is this capsule style hotel. The previous owner had proposed just a 50-key traditional hotel. And so we're looking, the reason we're wanting to pursue this pod style hotel is to provide affordability in the marketplace. Currently, we feel like downtown Boston, the average room rate for a night stay before COVID was $265 a night. And so that's kind of an exclusive view. Only a certain echelon of people can afford $265 a night. And so we are proposing this pod style arrangement, which is basically like a private hostel bunk room bed. And we're looking at for those at about $65 a night. And so that's why our occupancy, the number of people at this hotel went from, well, if you figure it's a 50-key hotel and there's 2 people staying per room, that's about 100. And we basically effectively doubled that with this pod style layout to 200 people. But if you look at it, you know, if able to make the numbers work, if I've got an average room night of $265 and I divide that by 4, I'm about at $65 a night. And so that's where 50 times 4, that's how we got to the 200 number. And so again, we're just trying to basically build something that provides a more diversity within the hotel stock. And the big thing is affordability and enables more people to experience the great city of Boston. We feel like our market is basically anybody who wants to spend other $265 a night to stay in Boston. That could predominantly be younger folks or, you know, anyone else. And we feel like there's a segment of the population that they just want a clean, safe place to sleep at night. And then they will go and use the cost savings they have out on the great things that Boston has to offer: restaurants, dining, entertainment, etc. So that's in short. I do have my architect here. I didn't know if there was an option to kind of present the plans so you guys can maybe have a better idea of what this pod style living arrangement looks like. I don't know if that's acceptable in this setting or not, but
I think, Mr. Elsey, if you've make sure that you've submitted the plans, it'll be provided to the chairwoman and the commissioners and they can review.
okay. I sent the updated link to that. I'm not sure, you were reading kind of old information, and so I don't know if they've got that or not.
This is based on the application that you filed, so we'll be sure to review any plans that have been submitted.
Okay, this would have been after the application was filed. So how do I get that updated info to folks?
If you can email it to licensingboard@boston.gov, we'll make sure that everyone has it.
Okay, I did that. So a couple days ago, I just never received any feedback on it. So, okay.
Well, the hearing is based on the description that's in the application.
Okay, well, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a couple of questions. This is an in-hold and no liquor license, but it's the 14th floor is described as a common bar and lounge area. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, we were potentially wanting to pursue doing a liquor license later on, but I don't know if we got on the wrong one, but obviously selling alcohol at a hotel is a big revenue in stream. So that's something we want to pursue that.
And
okay.
Our staff advised you, Mr. Elsey, that that's an entirely separate process. What you're applying for today is.
Yeah, just the in-holders license. I understand that.
You would have to go through the community process again. So in a few words, could you just describe for me what pod style hotel is?
So it's basically like a bunk bed. It's a 4x4x8 enclosed bunk space. So envision a bunk bed, but rather than being open on the sides, it's enclosed. So it's basically like a hostel style setup, but it provides more privacy. They kind of originated in Japan. They're in Western Europe and in Canada.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
Just a security plan, is that part of the application?
Say that again, a security plan?
Security plan. How do they get in? Is it a key? Is it a lock?
Oh, into the individual, into the pod style unit. Well, yeah, there's controlled access from the elevator up into the rest of the building. And then each one of these pod rooms has its own basically separate independent lock that goes to that pod style room. And then there would be an individual key basically into that particular pod. So there's kind of 3 doors to get through to get to where you need to be.
Right. If there, Chairwoman Joyce, commissioners, do you have any additional questions? Seeing none, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chairwoman, members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. On October 20th, the applicant had presented from the Wharf District Council, and the proposal plan generated concerns. And after lengthy discussion, they had voted to not support, and we would like to also go on record of not supporting the project as well.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this matter?
The chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councilor Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in opposition to this proposal. We heard back from neighbors, abutters, and the Wharf District Council who has major concerns on this proposal. Therefore, we would like to oppose. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this matter? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling Bar Taco Fort Point LLC, doing business as Bar Taco, located at 25 Thompson Place. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of ownership interest and a change of officers. Attorney Joseph Devlin. Attorney Devlin, are you?
I am. Good afternoon, Executive Secretary, Madam Chair, and Commissioner. Joe Devlin for the applicant before you, Bar Taco Fort Point LLC. What I'm going to describe also applies to the next item on the agenda, the Barcelona Wine Bar, which these two entities or concepts have common ownership. This affects the location at 25 Thompson Place for Bar Taco, and Barcelona is 525 Tremont Street. We have a change of ownership interest in the upper tier ownership and a subsequent change of officers. This one is actually a little unique in the change of officers is that some officers are coming back from a prior ownership group. It's actually the co-founder is actually coming back as the CEO. This restaurant concept and a number of others were owned by the publicly held Del Frisco Restaurant Group, which was acquired through merger by a large equity fund called L. Catterton. It's a fund that's got over $15 billion in equity investment under management, including it's over 20 restaurant chains. Essentially, they invest and purchase, kind of unique growing concepts, and then they provide them the capital to expand, which is the intention here. I think after we get out of this mess, you'll see expansion of these concepts. The company, one of the concepts that the new ownership entity owns is Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza. So they've been vetted and approved here in Massachusetts. And again, Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza is another type of these fast growing, or they were fast growing restaurant concepts that needs the capital that this company can provide. The total purchase price was a little north of $646 million. It occurred through some shareholder payouts, so they had to pay and buy shares of the publicly traded company. They assumed some debt of the publicly traded company because it's the same, lower tier entities. The debt was in that name, and they assumed and agreed that they would pay that off. And then they did some debt restructuring or payoff through a new loan. All is detailed in Section 7 of the application. With regards to the officers, Bill Martens is a existing officer that's been previously approved. Actually, Scott Lawton and Matthew Wilbur, who are the two, I'm putting quotes up, new officers, were also previously approved on or about 2012 in the original ownership group of Bar Taco and Barcelona Wine Bar. Scott Lawton is actually the founder and the original CEO of this concept, and Matthew Wilbur was one of the original officers, excuse me. So they've all been vetted and approved by both the city of Boston and the state ABCC. That's all I have to say about it. Nothing is changing. I mean, I still deal with the same licensing compliance department. I mean, there have been changes, but they're COVID related, not related to this transaction. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Attorney Devlin. Just for the record, are there any operational changes?
No.
Any questions from my fellow commissioners?
No, thank you.
For the record, is there anyone present who wishes to speak in support or opposition to this proposal, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, apologies.
Sorry. Madam the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councillor Flink's office. The councillor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this matter? And just for the record, I will read in item 6 and the same testimony will apply. Barcelona South End LLC, doing business as Barcelona, located at 525 Tremont Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of ownership interest and change of officers. Attorney Joseph H. Devlin. The board will take these two matters under advisement. Calling CHSP TRS Boston 2 LLC, doing business as Hyatt Regency Boston, located at 1 Avenue de Lafayette. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and a change of ownership interest. Attorney Devlin.
Yes, thank you. I represent CHSP TRS Boston 2 LLC. These things I think are going down in descending order of level of complexity. This is along the same lines as the prior agenda items I just spoke of, except that we've got two publicly traded entities that have merged, two hotel chains, merging to become, or hotel owners merging to become bigger hotel owners. Which affects two locations here that was owned by this Chesapeake Lodging Trust, which is a publicly traded real estate investment trust, one here in Boston and one in Newton. It has a resulting officer change. These officers have all been vetted and approved in Massachusetts before. They're all actually have some they were part of Hilton's officer group a number of years ago. So it's Greg Namora actually is the general manager. He was the general manager under Chesapeake. He's the general manager now. He's actually on this call. I'm not sure. I can't remember why I asked him, but it certainly shows that there's continuity here. He's the currently approved manager of record. I don't typically ask the general managers to come in these though. So there's this deal was $2.45 billion, which was a mixture of cash, loans, stock exchange, because they're two publicly traded companies. A lot of the stockholders just stayed the same. They had the option of taking a buyout, or they could get an exchange of Park Hotels and Resorts, Inc. Publicly traded stock. And then there's debt assumption in there, all as described in section 7. Both, I forgot to mention this, when there's a publicly traded company involved or two publicly traded companies involved, the SEC, it's a pretty involved transaction where they do vet the money and the parties involved. And again, here, there's no change in operations. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner, do you have any questions?
Oh, thank you.
Seeing none, is there anyone who wishes to speak regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councillor Flink's office. The councillor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling Bayside Club Hotel LLC, doing business as Club Hotel by Doubletree, located at 240 Mount Vernon Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, is petitioned to pledge the license to KeyBank National Association. Attorney Devlin.
Yes, my name is Joe Devlin. I represent Bayside Club Hotel LLC, which is at 240 Mount Vernon Street. They are here before you for a pledge of the license. They are extending their existing loan arrangement with KeyBank for 2 years. This is pandemic related. Refinancing is difficult during these times for hotels, so the bank wants to add the license as collateral. Everything else in the operations are remaining the same.
Okay. I don't have any questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to speak regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling American Airlines, Inc., doing business as Admirals Club, located at Logan Airport, Terminal B. Holder of an Airport Club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers directors. Attorney Devlin.
Yes, I represent American Airlines, Inc., which holds a license doing business as the Admirals Club at Logan Terminal B. They have 2 new officers with no other changes in operations. There's a new president that replaced the departing president, Scott Kirby, who actually is now at another airline, and then replacing the vice president, assistant secretary, deputy general counsel is a man by the name of Robert Wark. They're all at headquarters, and they're all experienced airline executives.
No questions, commissioners?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company, LLC, doing business as the Ritz-Carlton, located at 1-2 Avery Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Brenda Turgeon to William P. Bunce. Attorney Devlin?
Honestly, I actually don't know anything about this one. I think it was filed by their compliance department. I do represent them. I did know Brenda Turgeon, and I'm sure the new manager is a heck of a guy, and I hope he's on here.
He is.
I'm on. Okay. I'll stay on just in case he needs something.
Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Sure. My name is William Bunce. I've been the general manager here at the Ritz-Carlton for the last 3 years. Brenda Turgeon was the director of operations, who recently has moved over to the residence portion. And so it's just a name change on the license.
Okay, and you'll be the manager of record.
I will, yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you 4 questions. We ask any manager a record.
Sure.
Are you a citizen?
I am.
Are you a
Yes.
resident of the Commonwealth?
I am, yes.
Are you? Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I am, yes. I also held a previous manager of record for the W Hotel, which I opened up in 2009. So
Okay.
I have history in the city as well.
Okay, so you've been sworn in as a manager of record by this board,
I have.
and that means you are familiar with our rules and regulations.
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions.
And I have talked to Mr. Bunce before, and he is a heck of a nice guy.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Devlin. Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling Los Arrieros Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Los Arrieros Restaurant, located at 13 to 15 Meridian Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned for a change of officer director and a change of stock interest. Lastly, has petitioned to change the manager of the license premise from Edgar Ospina to Antonio Ospina. Attorney Andrew Upton. Attorney
Good
Upton.
afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Andrew Upton for the licensee. Los Arrieros is a Colombian restaurant in East Boston that's been in operation for 25 years. It's owned by the Ospina family. In recent years, one of the 3 brothers passed away, and the brother who was the manager of record moved back to Colombia. So we are applying to replace Edgar Ospina with Antonio Ospina, who has worked in the restaurant since its inception. He is a Mass resident, a US citizen. He's very experienced in the industry, and he is familiar with the rules of the board. But we would like to move him into being the official manager of record. Because the other brother owner has died, Mr. Antonio Ospina has purchased some of the shares of the restaurant owned by his heirs. So that is what the change of ownership is. That's what we're trying to reflect the correct numbers as they currently exist. So changing the manager, changing the ownership, but the restaurant will have absolutely no operational changes and will be exactly the same as it has, run by the same family for the last 25 years.
Thank you, Attorney Upton, for explaining that. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Oh, is Mr. Ospina on the call? I didn't see him.
Yeah,
But
he's
you
here.
did. Oh, is he with you?
He's not with me, but he's here somewhere. I saw him.
Okay.
Antonio, can you say hello?
I'm Saul Parlera. Antonio Spina is with me at the moment. Say hello, Antonio.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Leslie, are we all set with that?
Yes,
then?
we are.
Okay, thank you very much for identifying yourself.
Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling American Multi-Cinema, Inc., doing business as AMC Theaters, Boston Common 19, located at 175 Tremont Street, and American Multi-Cinema, Inc., doing business as AMC, located at 25 District Avenue. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages and a common vitular South Bay restricted 7-day all alcoholic beverages has petitioned for new officers, directors of the corporation. Attorney Upton?
Good afternoon, everyone. Andrew Upton for the licensee. Both of these transactions are exactly the same. They're replacing a corporate officer at the headquarters in Overland Park, Kansas, and there are no changes to any aspects of the operations at either theater.
Thank you. Questions, commissioners? Seeing no questions.
Is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement.
Thank you very much.
Calling Smith & Walensky Atlantic Wharf LLC, doing business as Smith & Walensky, located at 290 Congress Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Michael Ferry to Kimberly Dinsmore. Is Ms. Dinsmore present?
Yes, I am.
There you are.
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon. So the only change here is the manager of record?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Dinsmore, I'm just going to ask you the 4 questions we ask any manager who appears before the board. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling A&C Newberry Street, doing business as Trattoria Newberry, located at 264 Newberry Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day malt wine and liqueurs license has petitioned to change the doing business as of the licensed business from Trattoria Newberry to Puro Ceviche Bar. Is the applicant present?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Irakli Bogitidze.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Could you tell us what you're proposing in this application?
So we have recently changed the concept. The structure and everything remains the same. So we're just changing the DBA name, doing business as.
Okay, and there's no change in ownership at all? Just confirming that?
No, we just did a facelift, just changed some colors, tables, countertops. That's about it.
Okay. I don't have any further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing none, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling 110 Grill SB Boston LLC, doing business as 110 Grill, located at 25 Jan Karski Way. Holder of a South Bay restricted common vitular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Sydney Sturdevin to Michael Chint. Attorney Kevin Erickson. Is Attorney Erickson present? Is the proposed manager of record present?
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon. Is it Mr. Chin? Is that how?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. We have a typo on the agenda. Mr. Chin, are you a citizen?
I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I have no other questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, is there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this matter? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling Equinox SC Boston Inc., doing business as Blue, located at 4 Avery Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Adam Capetta to Curtis Duffy, attorney Eugene Richard. Is attorney Richard present?
I'm not sure if the attorney is present or not, but my name's Curtis. I'm the general manager here. So I'm the one who will be the manager on record.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy. I'm just going to ask you the manager of record questions.
Sure.
Are you a citizen?
I am, yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do, yes. Prior to beginning to work at Equinox, I was in the food and beverage industry for 9 years in New York City and then here in Boston.
Okay, thank you. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. No further questions from me. Commissioners?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling 280 Friend Street Fee LLC, doing business as Hotel Indigo Boston, located at 280 Friend Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Robert Hoffman to Patrick Strong. Attorney Trish Malone. Attorney Malone?
Hi.
She's still muted.
Attorney Malone, you're muted.
No, I'm not.
There you go. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I represent 280 Friend Street Fee LLC. What we're trying to request today is the change of manager on the premises. We're changing from Mr. Robert Hoffman to Patrick Strong, who I believe here is with us today. He's been on the premises since it's kind of reopening, and the business is actually doing quite well on the weekends, about 75% full, which is good. And is here today, should you have any questionings.
Thank you. Thank you for that overview. Just for the record, Mr. Strong, are you a citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Your attorney explained that you do have experience. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you both for joining us.
Okay, bye-bye.
Calling Home Run Cafe Inc., doing business as Home Run Cafe, located at 1269 Massachusetts Avenue. Holder of a neighborhood restricted common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from full service restaurant with approximately 10 to 14 tables and 1 bar with seating area, 1 main front entrance and 1 exit, to full service restaurant with approximately 30 to 40 tables and 1 bar seating with 1 bar with seating area, 1 main entrance and 1 exit. Attorney Michael Ross. And for the record, this application has been heard by the board, was previously approved. However, the abutters notifications were not sent out pursuant to Chapter 138. So, Attorney Tan.
Yeah, good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Thank you, Leslie.
My name is Ashley Tan, Principal of Beltai, in place of the Attorney of Record on behalf of Home Run Cafe. I believe the manager's daughter, Miss Maria Mateo, is on the call as well. As Ms. Hawkins said earlier, due to a notice deficiency, we're here again. Otherwise, this is an application for an alteration of premises, increasing capacity to 136 persons. And the managers have diligently gone through the whole, community process last spring. We got approval from the local neighborhood association, went through BPDA, got the ZBA approval. And yes, we're in front of your board now to finalize capacity. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us, Ms. Mateo. So there's no other changes, just this expansion?
Correct.
Okay, and previously you did describe for us the public need for the expansion. I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to speak regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Patrick Vandell, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. As the attorney said, this did go through a full community process last spring, including an on-site abutters meeting, a notification to the local civic association. We'd like to go on record in support of this great community partner and hope they continue forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement.
Thank you.
Calling Flagship Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Forcella, located at 33 North Square. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from in 2 rooms on first floor with kitchen and basement for storage, 778 square feet, 1 entrance and 2 exits, seasonal May through October, outdoor patio and private property in rear, amending 2 in 1 room on ground floor at 33 North Square with dining area and kitchen in rear, basement for storage and restrooms, and in 1 additional room on ground floor at 37 North Square for additional seating, bar, and restrooms, seasonal May through October, outdoor patio and private property in rear. Attorney Dennis Quilty.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gazda from McDermott, Quilty & Miller on behalf of Flagship Restaurant Group LLC, which operates the restaurant Forcella at 33 North Square. I believe Shannon McGowan, who is the owner and manager of record, is also on the call with us today. The licensee is applying for an alteration of premise, as Leslie had mentioned, to expand the interior footprint of the restaurant by approximately 275 square feet into the adjacent space right next door at 37 North Square. This is space that has been previously sitting unused and vacant for nearly 20 years. The current restaurant space now, as it sits, is about 400 square feet and had a pre-COVID capacity of about 28 patrons. So it was already a relatively small restaurant, but this has only been reduced further down to about 12 with the need for social distancing guidelines during the public health crisis. So the expansion is really something that they're viewing as crucial to allow the restaurant to seat additional guests inside, not only permanently, but especially as winter is right around the corner and they'll be losing the benefit of outdoor dining. Other than the expansion, which will give them room for up to 12 new seats, there are no other operational changes proposed. Prior to coming before the board today, we did meet with both Nunick and Nura in the North End to discuss these plans, and we've received no opposition.
Thank you very much. And thank you to the manager for joining us today. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing none, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair and members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record and support the project.
Thank you.
Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling Table by Jen Royal LLC, doing business as Table, located at 445 Hanover Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine with malt beverages and liqueurs license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed premise from on 2 floors, kitchen and storage in the basement, 1 restroom and seating for 35 on the first floor, 1 entrance and 1 exit, 836 total square feet, amending 2 for 445 Hanover Street, doing business as Table on 2 floors, kitchen and storage in the basement, 1 restroom and seating for 35 on the first floor, one entrance and one exit for 441 Hanover Street, doing business as Table Mercado, on 2 floors with storage in the basement, display and counters to prepare food and service customers for takeout, and 1 restroom on the 1st floor. The combined spaces totaling 2,036 square feet. Lastly, has petitioned to change the doing business as of a licensed premise from Table to Table and Table Mercado. Attorney Stephen Miller.
Good afternoon, Madam Executive Secretary, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Attorney Tom Miller on behalf of the applicant. I am also joined by the owner and manager of record today, Jennifer Royal. We are before you today with a request to extend the existing licensed premise from 445 Hanover Street to the new space at 441. This space is in the same building and immediately adjacent to the existing restaurant. It will be used as a takeout space only. The plan is to use the existing connected kitchen at 445 to prepare items for the new takeout space. We applied to change the DBA as stated to include the name of the new space, Table Mercado, on the existing license. Until the COVID crisis, Table had been offering well-made, high-quality food in a family-style format at communal tables. Like many restaurants throughout the city, they had to shift their business from solely on-premise to one that includes takeout. This shift has shown a high demand. This shift showed a high demand in the area for Table's style of food in a takeout format, and solidified some of the thoughts that the owner and operator had prior to the pandemic. This new space, as stated, is on the 1st floor and in the basement. It's approximately 1,200 square feet, and it will bring the total in the 2 spaces to approximately 2,036 square feet. As stated, it'll have a counter space and standing room for customers to order and wait. There will not be any seating. There will be no change to the existing table, restaurant table. This application is just to add a dedicated space to serve the clear demand that they have seen from customers who prefer to take their meals to go. We did meet with the North End Waterfront Neighborhood Council on July 3rd and received their support. We appreciate your time in hearing this application and are happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So you're extending next door, and in the space next door, there's not going to be additional tables and chairs. It'll just be to do order and wait for takeout?
Correct.
Okay. And you, just to confirm, I did read the package you submitted to us. In the space next door, you can't purchase bottles of beer and wine, right?
Correct. It's an extension of the existing on-premise, so they're not allowed to sell. You know, she knows she's not allowed to sell alcohol to go normally under this license.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. And there's no changes to operations.
No, just adding this takeout space.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing none, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record and support the project.
Thank you.
Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Calling Alston BBQ LLC, doing business as BBQ Chicken, located at 182 Harvard Avenue. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages license, has petitioned to change the classification of its license to wine, malt beverages, and liqueurs pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1994. Attorney Stephen Miller.
Good afternoon, Chairwoman and members of the board. My name is Rashi Monglik with McDermott Quilty Miller. Here with me is Tao Chen, who's the LLC manager of the location. And we're here before you today to change the category to add cordials/liqueurs. This was basically, as so many of our small businesses have been having a hard time given this pandemic. This is basically a way to add more menu options and hopefully draw in a bigger crowd. So this is just a really simple menu change, no other changes to any concept or premises. And we did receive support from the Alston Civic Association as well.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney, for describing the public need for us. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair and members of the board, this is Pam Mullaney from Councilor Liz Braden's office. The councilor would like to go on record to support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Karen Foley from City Council in East Wasabi George's office. And would like to go on record in support of this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling Rosticeria Cancun 2 LLC, doing business as Rosticeria Cancun 2, located at 145 Meridian Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to 143 to 145 Meridian Street LLC at the same location. Manager Tariq Ali Hassan, closing hour 1 a.m. Attorney David Jackowitz.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is David Jackowitz. Today with me is the LLC manager of record, which is Tariq Ali Hassan. Mr. Hassan, are you there? Just say hello.
Yes, hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you very much. So we are seeking approval today, excuse me, for the transfer of a, excuse me, common victular 7-day wine and malt license transferred from the current owner, Rosticeria Cancun 2, to my client, 143 145 Meridian Street LLC, managed by Mr. Hassan. 143 145 Meridian Street LLC purchased the building at 143 145 Meridian Street, as well as the restaurant at this location. And the final step in the process is the transfer of the license to the new owner. Mr. Hassan is a U.S. citizen, as well as a citizen of the Commonwealth. He currently resides in the city of Boston. He is familiar with the rules and regulations of the licensing board, as well as the applicable rules of the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale of alcohol and food in the Commonwealth. He's experienced in the restaurant business. A Mexican restaurant has existed at this site with the 7-day wine and malt license for many years without incident. The restaurant is 1,274 square feet located on one floor. The seating capacity is 48. It has no outdoor seating. I think that I just want to correct one thing. I think there may have been a mistake in the application. Mr. Hassan, what are the proposed hours of operation? They have till 1 a.m. And I thought we had till 11 p.m., but what is it that you're looking for?
Well, we are actually looking to stay with the same hours of operation as existing.
All right. And then that's all we have. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, attorney. You did my job for me, but I do have one question. Is the existing hours of operation 11 p.m. or is it 1 a.m.?
I believe that they are 11 p.m., but
We'll check. We'll check for you.
We'll stick with whatever the current hours of operation are. And I apologize that I don't have that information at the ready.
And I apologize. Sorry about that. We'll take a look. I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Seeing no one who wishes to testify, the board will take this matter under advisement and we will confirm the existing approved hours.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Calling Savelle's Liquor Mart, Inc., doing business as Savelle's Liquors, located at 643 Cummins Highway. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Cummins Highway Liquor Group, Inc., doing business as Crest Liquors at the same location. On the first floor, approximately 5,500 feet, 2 entrances, 2 exits, partial basement. As a reminder, please mute yourself. 2 entrances, 2 exits, partial basement, approximately 2,500 square feet for storage. Ariane Litton, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. Lastly, is petition to pledge the license, inventory, and stock to Newburyport Bank. Attorney Nelson Chang.
Good afternoon. This is Attorney Nelson Chang representing the petitioner, Cummins Highway Liquor Group, Inc. As the petition reads, they're seeking to purchase the license of Savelle's Liquor Mart and to take over that particular store, which, as I understand, I believe it's one of the oldest in the city. The principal of the corporation is Arian Litton, who is the proposed manager, and he is here with me. He has considerable experience. He has managed other stores as well as he currently owns a store in South Boston, which he was before the board, I believe, the last year or the year before for the purchase of that particular restaurant, liquor license. So he is familiar with the regulations here as well as with the ABCC. As mentioned, we're looking at financing. The purchase is being done with SBA loans through Newburyport Bank, and they're requesting that there be a pledge of licensed stock and inventory. We met last week with the neighbors, and I believe Rudy Celestine is on here representing them. If you have any questions, we are available.
Thank you, Attorney Chang. Is Mr. Litton with you?
Yes, he is. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm just going to ask you our standard manager of record questions. Are you a citizen? Are you a resident of the Commonwealth? Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol? Yes? Can't hear you. Great. And you did have your community meeting?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And when was that?
I believe it was Thursday of last week.
Okay. Okay, I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Whitney Celestin here from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I held a meeting for abutters on October 22nd with about 9 attendees. At this time, we're not in a position to support this change, given the following feedback from neighbors. They're very concerned about the delivery of stocks blocking Ridland Road, the Ridland Road intersection, especially with Cummins Highway narrowing down. Also, neighbors are requesting a green fence for the parking lot on the Ridland Road side. We asked the board to defer the vote while the applicant engages the community to address these concerns. Thank you.
Rudney, just to summarize the two issues, one is the delivery schedule. Is that what it would be?
It's usually right at the intersection of Cummins Highway and Ridland Road.
And there was discussion about a fence. Attorney Chang, what's the delivery situation?
Well, the delivery situation we'll have to deal with. We want to talk with the truck drivers and arrange for that not to occur. We certainly don't want to block the road. But it is at the intersection, and I guess what are they, I guess, loading through the corner door?
Probably right now, we don't know, so whatever it is,
Yeah.
we'll work.
We work with it. It might be possible to alleviate that. There is a second door which is located directly on Cummins Highway, as opposed to the corner door, which is literally at the corner of Cummins and I'm not sure what the name, Ridland, the other road.
Ridland.
And possibly we have deliveries made to the other door that may alleviate that particular situation. We understood that there was a problem with the fence around the dumpster, and we will certainly take care of that. And if in fact there is a problem with the fence right along the side street, we would certainly take care of that as well. The only other items I believe came up that evening was a question, which was a little odd, about noise from a pressure washer or somebody cleaning vehicles, and we certainly would not allow people to clean vehicles in our parking lot. That's just ridiculous. So we'll deal with them.
Okay, Attorney Chang, if your client would continue to work with Rudney to work out the delivery issues, the board would appreciate that.
We would certainly do that. We certainly don't want to have the neighbors upset with us.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions. Commissioners, do you?
Are there any individuals who did not previously testify who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling Mimeba Corp., doing business as El Pinole Restaurant located at 54 Bennington Street, has applied for common victular 7-day malt wine and liqueur license to be exercised on the above traditional layout, 2 exits, 2 bathrooms, both ADA accessible, on 1 floor with 1 kitchen, 1 prep room and storage and basement. Manager Miguel A. Medina, closing hour 9 p.m. Is Mr. Medina present?
Good evening. Yeah, they are. I believe they're in mute. I believe they're in the screen under Johan Medina. I think they're having some difficulties right now with the muting button.
Okay.
Oh, I see them.
They are present. I believe it might be Mr. Medina on your computer. You're indicated on that you're unmuted on this.
There's still no
Can you hear me now?
audio. Yes.
That's it.
Okay. So so we're a traditional Colombian restaurant. We've been in business for over 23 years. We're in the same location. It was founded by Marina Valvin, which is, the CEO pretty much. We're just looking to keep the same hours. We're just looking to add just beer and wine. We have a lot of customers that come in and would like to sit down and have a glass of wine and a glass of beer. Nothing to extend hours, nothing to, 11 to 9 p.m. Pretty simple. Mr. Miguel, he does have another location, and he does know the laws, everything with the Commonwealth. He is a U.S. citizen as well, and yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know you said it, but I missed it. How long has this place been in operation at this location?
It's been over 22 years now.
22 years.
Yes.
And how many seats do you have at the restaurant?
It's 49 seating capacity.
And what percentage of your business would you say is dine-in and what percentage is takeout?
I'm going to say it's going to be 50-50. It's pretty much equal both. We do a lot of takeout and a lot of deliveries, as well as dining.
Okay. Okay, and Mr. Medina, he'd be the manager of record?
Yes.
Okay, so you did touch upon 2 of the questions. He is a citizen. Is he a resident of the Commonwealth? Or
Yes,
is
he
it you? Is it you?
It's my uncle. Well, I'm the manager,
Okay.
but he's, yeah. We both do reside here in the Commonwealth. We're both U.S. citizens, and me personally, I have a lot of experience with, I'm a tip employee. I've been tip certified. I worked for restaurants and bars for over the 10 years.
Okay, but Miguel will be the official manager of record for this license?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And okay, one of the questions we ask for new licenses is public need, and you explained that 50% of your, just going off my notes, 50% of your business is dine-in. And this is, and in this area, you think this will add to your offerings for the community?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been in operations for 22 years. I have no further questions, commissioners. Do you?
Seeing no questions, is there anyone who wishes to speak regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Shanice Pimentel on behalf of my colleague, Lena Tremelli. Lena held an abutters meeting on August 18th where the applicant addressed some concerns and the attendees showed strong support for this proposal. The proposal also received support from the East Boston Main Streets. At this time, we have no further questions and concerns, and our office would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, Madam Chair, I'm Gladys Oliveros from East Boston Main Streets, and I'm here to support 100% to the business in East Boston.
It's on mute.
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioner as well, Secretary. This is Dr. Perez from the local community. The business has been around for over 22 years, serving the local community, and is considered one of the elite, as well as the traditional business that is currently serving the local community of East Boston. The business has been there for generation over generation. Actually, Miguel Medina, who happens to be in presence today as well, Johan Medina, have been working with their grandmother who began the business, and now have been passed down to 2 generations. So the business has served the community for a very long time. Today, they're in front of you asking for a liquor and wine license in regards to serve their customers a little bit better, right? So at this point, we would like to make an expression to support this request.
Thank you.
Is there
Good
anyone else?
afternoon.
Oh, go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Salisbury. I'm actually the owner of the building and have had the good fortune of having Miguel as a tenant for, I think, close to 20 years now. Miguel has been a responsible tenant. When I go into the property, it's always well-run, clean, spotless. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Is there anyone else who wishes to
Good
testify?
afternoon. I'm Dr. DeFabio. I don't know, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the board. I am the abutter to 54 Bennington Street. I'm located at 56 Bennington Street. This is a dental office that I own, and I've been there for almost 30 years. And there are 2 apartments above my dental office. This is the first notice I received regarding this license for this restaurant. So I was not aware that there was a meeting about this issue. This is the first notice I received. I actually got it Saturday, and I am joining you to oppose the petition. I've been having difficulties for the past, to be honest with you, 20-some years with the restaurant. They are tenants, never had an opportunity to meet the owner of the building. I've reached out many times. As you know, having a dental office, there are patients who come into the office. Many patients have complained. There's been difficulty getting access to my office, which is right next door. There's been a lot of debris, broken bottles, beer bottle, liquor bottles that are placed on my windows immediately next to the restaurant that I clean up every day as we speak. I need to voice opposition to this petition because it's not being managed properly.
You have liquor bottles, you're saying, that are from this restaurant?
Every single day.
But they don't have a liquor license.
I understand, and this is why I'm mentioning it. I have evidence, I have photographic evidence to show you. My brother, who is the building manager for 56, he's constantly called regarding glass and debris from our tenants who are telling us what's going on every night. Now, can I tell you if it's being dispensed now at the restaurant? I cannot. I can only tell you the evidence we see, which is the aftermath from people exiting the restaurant. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen if they get granted the license. Based on what I see now, I can only foresee this being a disaster. It's not managed properly. And that's what my biggest concern is. It's not just, it's safety for my patients, it's the safety of my tenants. We're right next door, right next door.
Thanks for joining us. Miguel
So
or
can I,
Johan?
I'm sorry, can I, yes, can I speak
Yeah,
in
just-
behalf of that?
Sure,
I
I
mean,
just wanna ask-
honestly, yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Just wanted to ask a quick question. You close at 9 p.m. What time do you open?
10 a.m.,
10 a.m. tonight, okay.
yes.
And you start serving food around lunchtime?
10 a.m. we open.
Oh, you do, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, you can
So on
respond.
behalf of was what Ms. DeFabio was saying, honestly, you know, we've been here for so long and we don't have any bottles to sell. We can't sell any bottles. You know, our liquor, our licenses are up to date. We're not gonna, you know, and I'm gonna say it's probably some of the, you know, it's not us, obviously. We try to keep, as Mark said, you know, we're very spotless with everything that comes into the restaurant, that leaves the restaurant, and stuff like that. So, and what if she's saying it is a little, you know, it is questionable because it is very weird to me that she finds bottles of beer on her window, you know, and I've never, you know, we've been here for 20 years and it's very rare that I see a client going to her office.
I do like to address, if possible, I just want to point for the record that the business is located in Bennington Street, which is one of the most circulated and busiest streets in East Boston today. Within the streets, there's actually 4 different bars and restaurants that do have a liquor license, that do open late. One is La Terraza Restaurant, the other one is the Bohemios, and the other one is La Gran Manzana.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with this location.
All
Yeah.
located within the vicinity of where currently the 22-year El Peñon. In addition to this, made the record reflect that in the 22 years that Mr. Medina and his nephew, as well as his grandmother, been in this operation, the record is impeccable. They have not had violations towards this fact that actually shows them either being in trouble for a simple violation of their license, violation of hours, patrons under the particular restaurant. So at this point, I do think that there might be a misconception of who the bottle belongs to, but I do think that responsibly, the gentlemen presented in front of you today in the hearing are responsible enough to handle the responsibility of owning a liquor license to distribute among their guests.
And it,
Also, Madam Chair,
sure.
Can I speak? Thank you.
Yes.
I'm a resident from East Boston for more than 25 years, and I know very well this restaurant. And also, I'm working close to the businesses, especially in Bennington Street, because the problems and the issues before with the other establishments. In El Peñol, for sure, I give my name, is the best place, healthy, that we can visit, very clean, outside, inside, from where you see it, and they close at 9 p.m. You know?
Yeah.
I give my name. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
And just for the record, in preparation for this hearing, we did not find any violations for at this site. So I just wanted to add that for the record. I have no further questions.
Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.